Yo, what's up YouTube? How y'all doing? Today is gonna be a video, basically a Takeda guide. I haven't done a guide in a while, probably since Peacemaker, but I did see when I uploaded the first attempt with Ninja that a lot of y'all were asking for a guide for Takeda, same as in the streams. So, you know, might as well do one for y'all because this character is, I'd say, he's a bit more difficult than the past DLCs that have come out, and yeah, so he does have some things to him, so I kind of want to do a guide for y'all. As always, drop a like if you guys like the video. These guys do take a little while to make, but you know, I do them for y'all. So yeah, let's just get started. So first, as always with these guides in the past, we start with the main buttons for the characters. So when it comes to Takeda, he is, how would I describe his playstyle? He is kind of he plays around this range, the mid range. He does have some full screen like abilities like this, but you don't really want to be full screen with him unless you have a life lead. You really want to be like from this range to this range, right? Like this is his best range because he has this button, he has this button, he has this button. So this is like the range you want to play at, right? And obviously you want to be up close. So he's like a mid-range up close character. He does have great mobility. I'd say like his strength, his strength as a character or mobility, his damage is really good. Like a simple combo from him does like, you know, that's not optimal, but that is like 42, right? So his damage is really good. He has throw combos as well. So he's really good in damage department. His damage is great. His mobility is good. He has great like air projectiles. So he's just an all-around like good character, but he does have some weaknesses. I'd say his biggest weaknesses are his main mid in this game is this, which is 20 frames, and it's not even that. That's the string that it leads to is very punishable. As you can see, it's minus 18, and even the stagger itself is minus 14. So his main mid string is very punishable. This is his other mid. It's a low, but you know, this is his other mid. It's 15 frames. It's not hit confirmable, so that's the problem with it. But it is a string that you can throw out there. Yeah, and forward one is good, but sometimes, you know, you see a whiff right there. So his buttons, he doesn't have the fastest mid to check you, and his forward one doesn't reach the farthest. Like it has a decent range on it. So trying to check people in neutral is like one of the hard things I found with this character. And his last weakness is his armor. His armor is probably one of the worst in the games. So the way his armor works, it's only on startup. It only has armor on startup, and if he gets hit at all, look, see that? So his armor only has armor on the startup, and if he gets hit in his armor, it splats like that. So, and his armor is very slow. So yeah, his armor pretty much one of the weakest in the games. But yeah, with that early impression set aside, I'd say he is a good character. Obviously, I'm going to summarize all this at the end, but yeah, with that, let's get into his buttons. So all right, so Takeda's buttons, the main ones we're going to be looking at are stand 1, forward 1, stand 2 is decent, but I don't use that as stagger a lot. Back 2, forward 2 you don't really use, to be honest with you. Back 3, and I'd say forward 4. Okay, so, and his sweep, I'll highlight his sweep as well. So I'm gonna just highlight them all at once. Obviously we're gonna go through them one by one. So stand 1 is +1 on block. You know, it leads to one of his main confirmable strings, probably his best like confirmable string, because this is -1 on block, and also has an enter, so has a mind game on it. So yeah, when people are respecting this string, you can throw in a stand 1 as a stagger and set up a, you know, grab shimmy mind game. So yeah, your typical stand 1 mind game, pretty good button. Forward 1, this leads to his main string, so great stagger, and it's probably your main string aside from 1, 2. Like I said, back 2, which we'll go over with the string section. is good, but it's a very risky string. The forward 1 is a good button to throw out there, and it leads to a safe hit confirmable string as well. So stay on 1 and forward 1 are your best buttons for sure. Back 3, well, let me go over back 2 first. This is a decently sized mid, so if you see someone whiffing, do that, confirm. But obviously, if you're gonna commit to back 2, you might as well just do the full string, full get 2, right? But yeah, that is what back 2 is about. It's a pretty good bond, but it's a very risky bond. And back 3 is a good low that has some range to it. Also low profile, so if somebody does like 2-1, I'll go under it. But they're a startup, so you gotta do like from a range. So pretty good bond, just to throw out there. And then he has overhead, which is pretty much a safe on block. So if you just want to catch them, lacking, if they're not blocking overhead, you just do it. Sends them full screen, and then it lets you set up like a trap for his specials. Do like the projectile move like that. So pretty decent overhead, and then his sweep is really good as well. His sweep is probably one of his best buttons, -7. Pretty much, spaces out. It has a really good range on it. And then he also has this one poke, which I forgot to mention. He has diagonal. If you look at the move list, it is. You didn't hear that? If you look at the move list, is diagonal down back or diagonal down forward 1. You could do this with stand switch. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but that's how I do it, which I feel like it's easier. And this button is actually good because, like, for example, switching to something like this, and then I'm like, if I'm let's just say in this range, I can do this, and this leads to actually the main combo starter. It's a very plus on hit, so you can do stuff like that. So yeah, this button is actually really good. But remember, it is you do have to hit confirm it because this is unsafe, right? So you only hit confirm it, but you can do stuff like that. So you can do, you could just do something like this that are interesting. But it is a button to throw in there. So yeah, those are his main buttons, I'd say. His main anti-airs are probably, based on what I've seen, down 2 and stand 1 are really good anti-airs. So if you're trying to anti-air with him, you can do stand 1. Stand 2 is really good too. Stand 1 and down 2 are your main anti-airs with Takeda. And they're actually pretty good anti-airs. So I don't think he's lacking on the anti-air department. And as always, you don't have a good anti-air, you can just up-block. So yeah, those are the button section, and now let's get to his main strings. Alright, so with the string section, the first strings we're going to be looking at is 1, 2, and 1, 2, 2 plus 3. So 1, 2, just like the 1, 2 stagger that I talked about, +1. This is your main hit confirmable string. This is kind of an auto shimmy. I'm not sure if it's a real auto shimmy, but it is a button that you use to open up if you think, if you want your opponent to think that you're gonna grab. Basically, if you think that your opponent is reading your grab, then you do this, right? And that causes them to tech, and then you can hit confirm this. So if I see a hit, I can confirm into his main launcher back forward too, right? So this is a great hit confirmable string, and on block it's -2. I mean, it's -1. So obviously you can mash after. You can wait until they poke, and then you can, if for example, if they poke, then you can just like block, poke back. So if they poke, you just punish their poke, right? So there's a mind game on that in your favor and their favor, of course, because you are in minus. So -1 confirmable string, very good, but it does have an ender to it, which is 1, 2, 2 plus 3. This ender, 2 plus 4. This ender, if you think they're gonna reversal mid or down 1 grab after your string, you could just throw in there for like a little mix-up. You don't get a combo off of it, but it's good to like keep them on their toes basically. So if they're expecting that last hit, you just knock them down, plus 30 knockdown. So for example, and then they press. Wait, hold up. And then they press here. You get hit by that, and then you can just move it with projectile. So it's a good mind game to keep you on your toes. But yeah, 1, 2, definitely probably your main confirmable string with this character. 1 4 throw as well, but if you want to keep them on your toes. But that string is not really that good. Now his other main string, these are probably his two main strings. Forward 1, like I said, is great stagger. Forward 1, 2 is probably your main hit confirmable string. This is -7. They cannot armor it because there's actually 2 hits. So if they try to armor, you, maybe they'll actually break armor, right? So, and I'm pretty sure this works on most armors. It might not work on like maybe Shao or Johnny. I have not tested that, but you know, it's fine because you're still going to be getting the armor for most characters. So, pretty safe string to confirm to. And if you see a hit, of course, you can go for the launcher. So, very, very, very good main confirmable string. Other than, you know, your 1-2. So if you want to catch people moving, or as a whiff punish. So if you see Scorpion doing, you know, whiff punish, right? It's like your main whiff punish string. And his last main string is this. Same thing. If you want, you know, your little mind game. If you think they're gonna disrespect you after this, then you can end the string. Let me turn the armor off. If you think they're gonna press after the string, just end it with this, right? And it's also safe. He also does have this string, which I forgot to highlight. Forward 1, 4. This is a good string if you just wanna, you know, kind of chip out and just keep them at a range. It's completely safe. Has no gap in it at all. Compared to this has a gap, right? But this has no gap at all. So if you just want to close out the round and you want a good string, forward 1, 4 is actually a really good option. It's -6, keeps you at a range, and yeah, it hits low as well, so if they're not watching their toes. So definitely a great string to go for. No gap, and it just checks them in neutral. Yeah, 1, 2, and forward 1, 2, forward 1, 4 are definitely your main go-to strings. Now, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 2 are actually your main. This is your main punish string. So, for example, if Scorpion does this, right, you can go for 1, 2, to back 4, 2, which is your main punish. But the most optimal punish you really want to go for, if you basically have a situation to land a combo, anytime you want to do 2, 1, because this leads to your most damaging route with Takeda, which of course I'll show you guys later. he broke because I did the arm move, but yeah, if I do that, that's an example, right? That's not like optimal, but oh my god, the voice is going crazy, chat. It's the water. But like I said, that is your most optimal for sure. So that's, you know, if somebody's very punishable, so Scorpion does this, or for example, if you up block, definitely want to go for this over, you know, over this. So yeah, this is your most optimal punish for sure. And then the string on it is not bad either. It's 2, 1, 2, I think. It's a pretty decent. Just, you know, you can just throw that out to end the round. And it is -5, so it ends it overhead, so you can do something like that. It's not bad, but that is definitely like your combo string. Now this is probably one of his. This is a main string, but the more I played with him, this is a very risky string to use. Back 2, 1 is, so the range on it, obviously you guys see right off the bat, is insane, right? Great range. So that means if people are not blocking at all from here, they're pressing poke. Like, you can literally full combo them. So now here's the problem with this string. This string, as I talked about earlier, this string is -14, right? So since it's -14, that means if somebody blocks forward 2 and they realize it, if they have an armor launcher or just a fast armor in general, they can literally, like if I'm playing Scorpion for example, and I record Takeda doing back 2 and blocking, he does that, armor punish, right? And let me put on Janet for Scorpion as an example. I don't think Janet is one of his main cameos, but you know, a lot of characters have armor launchers in this game, so this is just an example. So Takeda does back 2, and I armor, full combo, right? So that's already 1 armor gap. If he does back 2, 1 and blocks, full armor. Same thing. This has a gap in it. full combo, right? And then if I do the ender, it's the same situation. Gap. And this ender, not only there's a gap, you can also all block it. So I'm not gonna lie, you never want to go for this ender ever. This ender is not that good. They can flawless block this, so they don't take chip. Flawless block and out block like this. No, this string is, the more I've been using it, you can maybe use it if they don't have bar, because you could special cancel this into something like that, or something like this special move, which is his Rekka. That's kind of safe. So that is the mind game. So I suggest, if you're gonna use a string, the way I've been doing it, if I see they don't have bar, then I'll use a string so they can't armor me, right? But if you're fighting a character with an armor launcher, or just an annoying armor in general, where you're like eating a pretty significant amount of damage if they armor you, then you have to be careful with the string, to be honest. Like, it's very, I thought it was good at first, but basically if you just commit to back 2 in general, since it's minus 14, you're pretty much getting punished by armor. But with that being said, it's strength art, it has a lot of range, it is confirmable, and if they don't have armor, then you can obviously make it safe, which is a good thing about it. You can do this, and then this goes into that, and then that's safe. So that's a special move, by the way, which I'll go over. But yeah, so that's deal with that string. It has a good reward, but it's also risky. And his last string is back 3-4. Like I said, I showed the string earlier. It's just a good low to go for. It's a low. You cannot combo. You could combo off it with Janet, but it's kind of hard. But most cameos, you're not gonna be able to combo with it. You kind of just throw this out to check someone, right? Or just get a knockdown, like 11% knockdown into, your mix-up, or whatever it is. So yeah, that is that string, and then the last string he probably has is 4-3. You don't want to use this string. This is just in the combo. If you would just want to push him full screen, you can do that. Yeah. So those are strings. Like I said, the reason his biggest weakness is really not having a fast mid, because this is 20 frames, and even with this being 20 frames, you saw how risky the string is. So that is the biggest weakness, I'd say. And the second biggest weakness is not being able to check you. The second biggest weakness is his armor. His armor is really bad. And I guess I'll go over the specials real quick. His specials are really good, to be honest. Like, he has this projectile, which you can do in the air as well, and in the air it has extended range, so it goes like pretty much full screen in the air. You can also set them up for traps. And you get explosion knockdown if you put one under you and you grab him. Your combo. So it's, there's some stuff. Depending on the cameo you have, the traps will be more useful. With Cyrax, if you guys have probably seen Takeda Cyrax, that team has a lot of good setups with these traps. So if that's a playstyle that you are interested in, I definitely recommend going Cyrax. And obviously I'll be going with the cameos like right after this section. But yeah, so his air projectiles are good. He has great mobility because he has this move. He has the air spear, so if I react to Scorpion or jump over Scorpion doing anything, I can do this. So a full combo. Or I can do this. Where I don't have to deal with the spear mind game. But air mobility is really good. He has this. This is basically Scorpion spear. It does launch if you EX it, but the thing about this move is it is minus 23. So it's similar to Scorpion spear. But it is your main launcher. So if you're doing 1-2, which is your main string, then you link to this, and then you do the combo route, which I'll show you guys later. But that is your main, like, BNB launcher. If you're not doing 2-1, because 2-1 links into this, which is his Meteor's launcher, but this doesn't, right? So if you're doing that, then you do this. Same thing. Yeah, you pretty much only do this off of this. But this you can do every other starter. You can do that, which is more optimal. But aside from that, his run is pretty good. You can kind of react to a projectile full screen. So if I see spear, I can arm him. So he does have the potential of reacting to projectiles from full screen. So even though his armor is bad, the special move itself is not, because you can react to a lot of things with it. So if you think someone's on you, just react to it. then you get in for mix up. And then he also has mirrorless launchers, so pretty good move. And then his last one is, what is this? Oh, this is okay. I haven't really used this move at all, but you can, like, if you want to end your combo early, you can do this, and it gives you a save jump because of how plus it is. So if you want to save jump and you just want to end your combo early, you can do that. But like most of the time with Takeda, you can do like a lot of damage mirrorlessly. So this is mirrorless damage. Yeah, I just did 41, so you kind of don't want to end your combo earlier with this character because of how much damage he does. So that's why I don't really use that a lot, to be honest. And then his last move is the record that I showed you. And the way the record works is you have to input it 3 separate times. If you just input it fast, it adds a timing on it, right? If you input it fast like this, it's minus 16, but if you input down forward 4 and you wait a second and put it again, it's minus 1. That's the way the record works. So yeah, that's why you can do stuff like this. Keep that safe. It does have a gap, but like they have to armor, right? So then you can do stuff like that. Just block, or you can do that. And there's a mind game on that, obviously. Yeah, those are his specials. Those specials are pretty good, and that's why I say this character has great mobility, great damage. He does have throw combos. That's a pretty good auto shimmy, kind of an auto shimmy. Has a good high check, but he's lacking a fast mid, and he's lacking a fast armor. But yeah, I hope I was able to cover the strings and the buttons for y'all, and kind of what his strengths are. And yeah, with that, let's get to the cameos. Alright, when it comes to Takeda's cameos, based on what I've seen, he only has 3, he really has 3 main cameos that you're gonna see. Well, 4 actually. So the first one is the one I use, or I've been using, is Janet. Janet gives him throw combos, as I showed you earlier, and she also gives him combos off of his ender, which is the air spear. You're able to do that, and then you're able to do 3 Janets and continue after. Jax provides the same thing pretty much. So Jax gives you throw combos as well, and he also gives you combo extensions. So that is the second cameo. And he also gives you, like, you know, you can do ground pound into the Spider-Man swing, which I didn't show. It's the down back 3 move, where you hit them on block. I didn't show that special move because it's not really used a lot, but with Jax, it's, you know, you can kind of, like, go for a chip out scenario. So Jax is the second, and Jax gives you a lot of health. So, to be honest, the more I've been playing him, I don't think Jen is the best cameo, but I just haven't been playing too much with his different cameos to know which one is the best. But I definitely think Jen is a good pick. Like, I think Jen is definitely a top 3 cameo. Same with Jax. His other cameo is Cyrax. There is a lot of good things with Cyrax with this character. His back 3, which is his low, links into net, so you can get like the trap setups that I showed you. When you combo net, they're losing bar, and while they're losing bar, you're throwing traps in the ground, and you get some combo routes off of that. You also have combo routes with the helicopter, which provides you kind of the same thing. And I think you might get grab combos, but I'm not sure with this. Yeah, you do get grab combos as well. So he's also good on that end. And the last cameo that I've seen used with him is Farah, but that's not really a Takeda thing. Farah just gives every character like universal overhead lows. So yeah, that can also be a good pairing. And then I'd say Chameleon. Chameleon is just a good cameo in general. So he does have some sauce with Chameleon. Melina gives him a 50-50 because you can do back 3, or you could do raw Melina. You can do J-Glaive off of back 2. Also with the diagonal poke I showed you, can do, you know, diagonal poke, that little normal he has with J-Glaive, and that links. And then Katana Lift gives you a grab combo, so that's also a good cameo. So he has a good amount of cameos. Obviously this character is new, so we don't know the full potential of what his best cameos are, but for the most part, these are definitely the ones that have popped out. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to show you is his Fatal Blow. His Fatal Blow is actually very interesting compared to other characters. This Fatal Blow doesn't function like others. It has no armor at all, so even if I activate it, you're gonna see. So if I do Scorpion Spear right off the start, right? Oh wait, so okay, let me do teleport. Okay, so the thing with this fatal blow is it has no armor at all. None whatsoever. But the reason for that is the fatal blow has properties to it. So when you activate the fatal blow, he enters a stance, and in this stance he can throw stars. So you can throw 4 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final one. If the final one hits, so basically, I'll show you an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you do the final one, then he'll do the fatal animation. But if you want to skip all that, so for combos, for example, you're better off just doing, if you press R2, the block button, he just does the last hit, and he answers the fatal animation. So that is for combos, right? So if I'm doing this, and I don't want to confirm the fatal blow, I'll do R2. But so you can use this fatal blow to chip out people, for example, right? So if I do that, I can do bam, 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 and then you can actually cancel this fatal blow if you press down, which is the cheap part about it. So if they think you're gonna throw 4 stars, you throw 2, cancel, right? So that's what makes up for the arm property, right? And it also negates every projectile. So if Scorpion does spear, it'll just destroy his projectile. So pretty good fatal blow. You can also get some combos with it, interestingly enough. If you do 4 stars and cancel, the combos scale pretty much, but if you want to style on them, do like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 combo. It is pretty cool. But as you can see, it scales a lot. So if you just want to style on them, you can do that. But yeah, this fatal blow is pretty interesting. I'd say it's pretty decent because it doesn't have armor. Armor is like the biggest broken thing about fatal blows, but it is a good utility fatal blow. But yeah, that is what I wanted to tell you about because I forgot to include that. And with that, let's get to his combos. So there you go, everyone. That is basically the Takeda breakdown / guide. I hope I was able to inform you guys more about the characters, show you the type of route you want to go for, how you kind of want to play him. Want to play him around this mid range and scout out for the forward 1 or the 1-2 auto shimmy or the grab combos. And like I said, he can do basically everything I showed with Janet with Jax. That's why I didn't really show it, because with Jax you basically do the same thing. Grab here, call Jax, and then I think you do the teleport. I haven't played with Jax, but I'm pretty sure you can do this. and then after that you do the same route basically. And then his combo also works the same with Jax. You do that. You do it, grabs you, and then you can get the combo right there. I'm not sure the optimal routes on Jax, to be honest, but if you want to watch someone who knows how to play Jax really well, is watch Twitty for sure. He's probably the best Takeda Jax I've seen. But yeah, that is basically the breakdown. And to specify all his routes, so all for this string, 2-1, as well as back 3, this, that, back to 1. All of these strings link to this. So anytime you land these strings, you're going to go for this. And then you want to do stand for the route I showed. And then, you know, that's where Jax or Janet comes in. Like I said, I'm not sure how to do it with Jax, but I think I can probably figure out here. One right there, right? And then you can do the same thing, yeah. Yeah, that's, you basically just do that route every single time if you land those hits. And even Materless looks like that. His Materless combos are the same routes as well, right? So if I don't want to spend bar, I'm still doing this route. And then, yeah, there we go. I'm still doing the same route. It's only off of 1-2 where you confirm in the spear. And then you do the 2-4 and then just do it again. And then call the cameo and then, you know, same route. But yeah, and you know, stroke combos, 12-4 cameo. I hope I was able to show you all his routes consistently. He is a freestyle character. I really give you that. Like with his routes, you can do a lot of things. You can do this. You're gonna get like a hard knockdown, which I showed in there. You can do that. If you want to, you know, send him full screen. You just want to end it with fadeable. You can do that as well. So he has a lot of freestyle routes, which I like. But yeah, I hope that was able to inform you guys on how Takeda is played. I know a lot of y'all were asking for this guide. Sorry on me for getting it out late, but I've been kind of busy. But thank you guys for all the support on the channel. I know a lot of y'all enjoyed that first time with Ninja, so don't worry, more content coming. And I'll definitely be playing some Johnny Ferris soon to see what that team is about and bring you all that video, so definitely expect that. And with that, appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day as always. Stay safe, much love, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, y'all.